Now we're gonna build a woodshed if we get this place. I gotta give you an update. I almost left this at home, saying to myself, I won't need water. Oh. Oh, look at what she's found. Yeah, I wondered why she was laying here so happily and chewing on something. What you got? Well, I think this is enough of this. 3 turtles jumped off the ledge where she's on. Another one over on the bank, headed for the water. Apparently they can't get up on the suspended logs. Logs need to be on or in the water so they can swim up to them and then climb aboard, but they can't walk out on those logs that are suspended 12 inches above the water. Well, come on. Rain on the roof. These jeans have been sprayed with permethrin and repel. I might as well just walk around out here naked. Oops. I was concerned if this tree was alive or dead. Well, and now I know. Very much alive. This is delicious. Oh, so full of flavor.
Insley? Perfect.
Insley.
Hi. So I don't have a room open at the moment, but I can just take Insley in the back. We're just here to update the things that she's due for, right? So I know it's her distemper parvo, her Lyme, and then that annual blood test that screens for like tick diseases and the heartworm disease.
Right.
Okay, perfect. I'll just take her in the back and we'll get all that done. And the test takes 8 minutes if you want to stay for results.
Yeah,
we'll be able to know. Perfect.
This machine isn't running right. I'll replace the spring on the governor. The old one was all stretched out, and I tried running it. It's running wide open. It won't back off and run right. And I knew that underneath here there is a fan going around and round, blowing air as something like this. You think that's one of the main problems? Ah, Jesus. And this has been in here for decades. And there's a reason why this spring was all stretched out of shape by somebody. I don't know who did that. I might have done it. Now this is free to govern. I don't know why I thought there was a mechanism like this in here. Somewhere deep in the recess of my brain, I seem to think there was. And that's as far as I'm going to analyze it. All right, I'm just going to put things back together and start it. Yeah, easy as that. How long I've lived with this white elephant, not knowing what was wrong with it. And then, oh, it's the spring. It's all bent and extended, and ordered one offline back in, God, September. It's the first time I've raked this section of Otter Pond Trail. Insley's having a ball just behind the park bench in the lowlands there, the swampy, tangled mess. At one point I was sitting there and I heard this. I turned around and looked. She was under dead sticks and limbs and branches, and the whole pile was, she was trying to get at whatever was under there, an animal obviously. Now she's running back and forth the other side of the pond, very engaged with the whole milieu. Insley's still down at Otter Pond, and she's just begun barking at something, like she did with the snapping turtle. I gotta see what she's cornered. There's the snapper. Can't tell. I'm seeing his rear legs there. Oh yeah, he's alive. Leave him alone. I don't know how he got like that. Oh, that's his head and his eye. Oh yeah. Who knew when she found that snapper mostly submerged a few days ago, who knew it would show up again. When Insley began to bark, I was sitting here. I didn't really pay much attention to it. Oh, there she's barking at something. Then it hit me, she doesn't bark like that unless it's important. And it turns out she was barking to get my attention. She wanted me to come and see. And I did. And almost as soon as I got down there and tuned in to what she was barking about, she moved back and away. Like, okay, I've handed it off to you now. Take care of this invader. And she went back out in the woods and farther down in the swamp to investigate other necessary evils that needed her attention, and then to alert me to that impending doom. Oh, sweet kid. I'm sure mystified by why that turtle was up against that dead log. What was it doing? And when I poked at one end and it moved, all I could see was that it was the soft part of the turtle, not realizing that I was poking the rear end. And then I went around to the other side, and that's when my eyes began to recognize its face and one eye, and then the other eye was right there staring at me. Why and how did it get up at an angle on that log? My first thought was it's nesting or it's looking for a place to lay eggs, but why would you be at an angle like that? But snapping turtles have been doing this for a lot more years than I've been thinking about them. Probably thousands of years before humans came around. From what I've heard, they are prehistoric. I don't really know what that term means, although it means very old. Well, prehistoric means prehistory. Well, how can that be? What came before history? It's always been history. If it's pre-something, it came before history. But how did that work out? Isn't that an oxymoron? Or am I just being a moron?